Hello everyone, I hope you're all okay. So I am walking to the allotment this morning. I've got a little bit more time on my hands, so I'm taking the opportunity to have a nice walk round, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to answer my Q&A questions that you've been kindly giving me and asking me over the last couple of weeks. So I'm walking to the allotment today, and one of the questions that I got from Delphine was actually, how long does it take to get to your allotment? So it takes me between 10 and 15 minutes if I walk, and that depends on how quick I'm walking basically, and if I'm having a leisurely stroll or if I'm, you know, power walking. But yeah, between 10 to 15 minutes, and it is a really nice walk down here through a nice wooded area and a few fields, so it's really nice walk. So sometimes if I'm a bit shorter on time, I do drive round, and that takes under 5 minutes. It's literally a few minutes, and I can either park outside on the road and then walk into the allotment, or I can drive in. And sometimes we do that if Vince needs to bring his van and we need to bring something down here that needs, you know, to be a bit closer, then we do drive in. But 9 times out of 10, I either walk round or I just drive and park on the road and then walk through. Question from Delphine was, do we get vandalism on the allotment? I've never known there to be any vandalism on the allotment or theft, and everyone down at my allotment is so friendly, so nice. I never think twice about leaving anything out or worry about anything like that. It's such a nice community down there. Talk to absolutely everyone that I see, and there's never been any problems, touch wood, from what I know at our allotment. Really nice. As you know, when I went away for a week, a few of my allotment neighbours did actually water my allotment for me, so I think that just shows how nice everyone is. They actually offered to do it. So yeah, we've got a really nice community there, and we've never had any issues. There's a little bit of noise coming from the school that I'm just walking past, so I'm just walking a longer way so that you can actually hear me, because it's very noisy. I think they're cutting down some trees over there. Another 2 from Delphine, so thank you Delphine for your questions. Is there any lights if you stay late? No, I don't believe there are any lights if you stay late. I've never actually been there when it's dark. Vince goes down there sometimes with a torch if he needs to water and it's a bit later on, but no, I don't believe there is. But you can take something down there, I would have thought, so that you can see, like a torch or something. But no, there's not actually any lights there. Can you use a fire? Yes, you can use a fire, and some of the other plot holders do use a fire. I don't personally, but yes, you can. I know that some sites have got a lot of restrictions. I know my dad's site has a lot of restrictions on his, and you can't do a lot of things, but ours is pretty relaxed, and yeah, you can. Next question's from Emma from the Forget Me Not Garden. So she asked me what my plans are for next year. I have got plans for next year. I think this being my first sort of full year, I've really got to grips with things, and I think I definitely know what I'd like to change and what I'd like to do differently next year. One of the things I definitely want to change the polytunnel first of all. So I know that I do use the polytunnel. I do only really use it in the summer months, so I didn't really use it over the winter, and I have got the mini polytunnel now that I can do, you know, some little bits and pieces. Like I had some parsley growing, I could probably do some garlic in there, so I definitely don't need as big a polytunnel as I've got. I definitely need something better quality, that's not going to come down in any windstorms and things like that, and the adverse weather that we have here. So that's something I definitely want to change. I don't know what I'm going to get yet. It definitely will be smaller, won't be as big. Maybe a greenhouse, maybe a different polytunnel, I'm not sure yet, but that's something I definitely want to change. I want to move where my compost bins are, so I think I'm going to move my compost bins to under the trees, because the area under the trees is so shady. There's limited, and obviously the roots are there as well, so it's quite limited to what you can grow there. I do want to keep the trees because I think they're actually really nice. It's nice to have apples, and it's nice to have that structure, I think, on the allotment as well. But I've started pruning them last year, so I'm going to carry on pruning them over the next couple of years to get them into a much smaller shape, more manageable, but they do give a lot of shade as well. So yeah, I'm going to be moving stuff around. But you know, the raised beds at the front of the allotment, I do like how they are, so I will keep them as it is. But I think, yeah, lots of moving around. That's definitely the things I'm going to be changing. Another question from Emma: what will I grow again next year and what won't I grow again next year? So what will I grow again next year? I did some cabbages and I have never really had much luck with brassicas. So I did a few and only one actually made it to the finish line. I got one spring cabbage. I think I only planted like 3 or 4. But actually it was really nice, and I think I know what I was doing wrong. So I wasn't planting them when they were big enough, so they were getting, you know, eaten by slugs first of all, and you know, I just know where I was going wrong. So I think I'm going to definitely do more cabbages and more brassicas next year. I'm going to really sort of try and master that area, because that's something that I've sort of shied away from. Something that I won't be doing next year, sweet corn. So the first year I had my plot, I planted some sweet corn. I did it really late and I did get really good harvest, and I had some seeds left over from that. So I planted them this year and they haven't done very well. But to be honest, for the space that you need to use for the sweet corn, and then you just, you know, you get a few sweet corns, it is delicious, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I'd put the time and energy into doing that again, because for me, I don't think it's personally worth it. I've got a question from Danny from the Grapevine Garden, and he asked, what is your favourite crop to grow? It's got to be tomatoes. I absolutely love growing tomatoes. I think they're the most exciting thing to grow on the plot. I've got them growing at home, I've got them growing in my garden, in my greenhouse, I've got them in my polytunnel, I've got them everywhere, and for me that is what I personally love growing the most. So I had a few people ask what made me get an allotment. So I put my name down for an allotment, and I thought it would actually take a lot longer than it did, and I was thinking, oh, you know, in the future when the kids are at school, it'll be a nice little hobby to have. I like gardening, it'll be, you know, something nice to go and do, and it came up a lot quicker. And so I wasn't really expecting that to happen, and one of the other questions I did actually get was, how long did it take to get your allotment? And it was, I think I put my name down in the August or September and I got it the next May, so I think it actually worked out about 9 months or something that I waited. It wasn't long at all, and I know some people do wait a long time. I was very lucky and I didn't have to wait that long. So what made me get the allotment? So yeah, I like gardening, I've got a garden, I enjoy doing it, and I thought it would just be something else for my hobby basically. So that was what made me get an allotment. So the next questions are ones that I got asked by quite a few people, so I'm just going to run through them and answer them. So are you a trained gardener? No, I'm not a trained gardener. I am a trained florist, so I learned floristry many years ago, and I am trained in that, but I'm not a trained gardener at all by any sense. I just learn as I go. So one of the other questions was, where do you learn what to grow and how to grow it? I just look online. I've got a few books I look at, I ask other people. I'm always texting and WhatsApping people saying, what do I do about this? How do I do that? I'm ringing my dad, I'm ringing my aunt, I'm ringing my nan, I'm ringing everyone I know. So I think because it's a passion of mine, I just enjoy learning about it. So no, I'm not a trained gardener, and that is how I learn. So I'm really near to the site, the allotment site at the moment, so I'm walking around in circles to answer these questions. So if you see the background looking the same, it's not you, it's me. I am walking in circles. So another question I got was, how much time do you spend at your plot each week? There's not a set amount of time. Sometimes I only have like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes a week, and I'll just go down, have a little tidy up, have a look at what needs doing, and that's it. That's if I'm really busy and, you know, I haven't got much time, but I do try and go down a few times a week, maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes. This morning I've got a bit more time, I've got a couple of hours, so I spend a bit more time doing things, but I don't put any pressure on myself. I just go down as and when I can, and Vince is really good. If anything needs watering, we've been really lucky recently and we've had a lot of rain, but if anything does need watering, he'll just go down there in the evening with his torch and just give everything a bit of a water for me if we are really short of time. But yeah, it varies weekly, but I don't put any pressure on myself. Next question, how much do you spend on your allotment? So I spend very little on my allotment. We use what we've got a lot of the time, anything I'm given. Vince is a plumber, so he has a lot of things that, you know, we can sort of use and recycle down there. So it is very little. I don't mind spending on the allotment, but us gardeners like recycling and reusing, don't we? So I do that as and where I can, and then I like to spend on the things that I'm growing rather than the actual allotment plot. So I bought the polytunnel, for example. I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not, so I didn't sort of splurge on an expensive polytunnel because I wasn't sure if I was going to use it. So that's how I try and do things. A lot of the raised beds are things that have been given us. Vince picked up some pallet collars, for example, when he's at work. We made some out of our old garden gate. So everything we can recycle, we recycle, and then I spend where I need to and where I think it's going to make a difference. What is my favourite thing about having an allotment? I think it's just being able to go down there on my own, spend some time. It's very relaxing for me. It is my passion. I like speaking to people down at the allotment as well. So we've got, like, you know, we've made friends, we're friendly with people. We have a nice chat to people. I think it's that social side as well, but I love everything about having an allotment, and of course growing the vegetables. So we get nice fresh vegetables as well, so that's definitely a bonus. So I got a question from the Maple Veg Patch, who have got a channel as well on YouTube, and they asked me, what advice would you recommend to a channel to keep your viewers entertained? Well, I don't really think about it. I just sort of like film what I'm doing and hope that that'll be helpful for people. But if we could all comment in the comments now to say what you like watching on my channel or what you like watching on different channels, that would probably be helpful to anyone that has got a YouTube channel. So that's my little question of the day to all of you. What would you like to see and what keeps you entertained? And the last question is, what YouTube channels do I watch? Well, what don't I watch? I watch so many channels on YouTube. Name but a few. I watch Garden Answer. I watch Eli and Kate's Garden. I watch Spicy Moustache. I watch The Grapevine Garden. I watch The Flying Gardener. I watch Hugh Richards. I watch so many channels, and I find that every channel I watch gives me something different. So I come away with so many ideas, and I feel so inspired when I watch YouTube videos, and I hope that that's what I give off as well. So I hope those of you that watch me in my videos feeling inspired and with new ideas. So I hope you enjoyed the Q&A today. Thank you so much for watching. I am now at my allotment site, so I'm going to get to work. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you again soon.